So the new patch came out today, and the title reminds me of my last bowel movement. Raining Fire is the name of the patch. And that's about what it is to me. We're not playing it on day one, guys. You guys can enjoy your missile spam. Here we got a Yak-3. You might ask, why a Yak-3? Well, one day, Yak15 decided, I'm going to slap a jet engine on it. And boom, here we go. We have a Yak-15. This is good to know, because this thing actually turns and flies almost identical to a Yak-3. I mean, really. Now, it is just a tad bit heavier, and it does turn just a tad bit less because of that. The performance difference is negligible. You hardly even notice it. Now, the thing to keep in mind, these are early jet engines. They do not have a ton of power. So the acceleration on the Yak-15 is rather poor. So something to keep in mind, but the energy retention for what this thing is actually really good. Now, remember I said this is also a Yak-3 airframe. You really have to be careful following people into dives. Your top speed, you break anything over about 700 and you're risking it. But thankfully, the reduced speed warning comes up soon enough that you can actually pull away. As soon as you see it, just pull away and you're there. It is. See, my reduced speed, I'm just going to pull off. As long as you don't break about 750, I think you're safe. But you really have to be careful because, hey, you don't have an air brake. But like I said, energy retention's not that bad. This Horton is getting kind of aggressive. He doesn't even seem to notice me. He really, really wants to get this guy. So I'm going to stick with him a little bit. Now, 23mm guns, you have very limited ammo in this aircraft. You have to really, really, really be conservative. Don't shoot anything until it's right in front of your nose or you have a nice broadside. In this case, the Horton, we got a crit on him. We know he's got engine damage. He's going straight up right now. He's as good as stalled. He's trying to neg G to try and push his nose over. It's not going to work. We're going to get the kill. Hortons are rather tanky, even though they're a wooden aircraft. Don't ask me why. Doesn't make any sense. But this... yeah, okay. So into this match, I'm just going to warn you guys, I don't have a lot of footage for this because I got tired of waiting. This matchmaker is plagued by long queue times. A lot of long queue times. I mean, I waited 20 minutes for one match at one point. You know what, I had enough. And on top of that, you are very dependent on your teams. Now, this team, this is an up tier. When you get up tiered in this aircraft, you will only be facing jets. When you get down tiered, you'll have a few props here and there. More often so, though, in a down tier, is you're going to have a ton of attackers. You're going to have a full load of bombers. So 4 attackers, 4 bombers, and then maybe 4 fighters if you're lucky. And those 4 fighters, if they're props, they're going to space climb. You're going to be on your own. And that is unfortunate ending to my opening clip in here. I was fighting the whole team by myself pretty much. And then finally they decide to come down, realizing that everybody's down on the deck. This is just, like I said, this plane is amazing, but there's a lot of things going against it. Another thing going against it is in these up tiers, you're going to be facing Arado 234s. Now, Arados are very fast. Very much faster than you, have a lot more power. They can sit here and they can boom and zoom you all day long. Now, you can dodge them. You can dodge them all day long very, very easily. Just don't fall them into a stall. But the problem is, you're just going to be in a stalemate with an Arado. So, that being said, I hope you're not the last one on the team facing an Arado because you're probably not going to win. You can't ground pound that I know of. You might be able to get a couple with ground targets, but he's just going to be able to fly circles around you all day long. So with any fight at this tier, you're going to be facing a lot of 262s. 262s are kind of tanky. I usually go for the tail if I can. We're going to get really close to this guy, realize it too late, pulled off, but we are clear. But there's nothing he can do. He can't outturn me. He can outrun me, but his acceleration is not good enough right now to get away from me. So we're just going to stick with him. Try and put a couple more shots in, trying to take off his tail. If you take a wing off of a 262, you won't get the kill. That's just how this game is right now. So try to go for the tails. But this is kind of the sad situation with these guns. Normally they're pretty good, but they're even better on broadsides. But we're going to lose this kill. And that's just how it is. So don't get too frustrated and don't pump too much ammo into an aircraft if you know you're not going to get the kill. Be very, very conservative because you'll need it later. Now see how this match was? This was kind of boring. Everything's faster than me. I have to dive on them, and once I get down to the deck, I'm going to get kind of slow. But here's where it really comes into play. So I ran back to base, grabbed fresh fuel, and here I was. I'd just taken off. I had 2 262s coming at me. I stayed low. I grabbed my speed because I knew they were coming. And here's how this fight turned out. Now 262s should be very, very, very easy to handle in this aircraft. Unfortunately, 262s get bullied. But this kind of becomes almost a 3-on-1, definitely a 2-on-1 for a little bit. We start into this fight, and here's where the energy retention kind of comes into play. We're going to go into a slight spiral here. I'm going to get just a little bit of altitude so I can dive on these guys because inherently they're a little bit faster than me. So I know I need to try and get a potential for 600, maybe 700, at least close to my top speed in a dive. Here we go. The other one's turning back towards me. Still doing a pretty good clip right now at about 540 kilometers an hour. We're going to turn into him. Lead his turn just a little bit, but I want to start taking him into the vertical. That way he follows me and he dumps his speed, and that is exactly kind of what he did. He sort of realized his mistake, but it was too late. Really saving our shots till we get close. Nice broadside. There we go. We get a hit. We're going to follow him in. He's dumped enough speed by pulling that vertical that he's not getting away. There we go. We set the fire. I am not going to put any more ammo into this guy. That fire is going to burn, and even if he does put it out, he's not going to be able to run away on one engine. So here we go. Here comes the other guy. We're going to take him into the vertical at the same time. Up, and here we go. He follows, and other guy dies. We pull right back inside him, and here we go. He realizes his mistake as well. There's a crit on him. Not sure what it is. And now he's not going to be able to outrun very well. And it's all really because he took that vertical. If he hadn't taken that vertical or made sharp turns, he probably would have been able to outrun me. 262 can do 700 on the deck easily. 800, really. And then, there we go. We just handled those two. This is the end of the match. I had to carry this. I mean, I had two guys on the runway. One just got strafed. I don't know if the other one made it off. Here comes the Kika. Kika is even faster. Climbs very, very well. So I am definitely taking him up if I can. Here we go. Going up into the vertical. He is actually following just a little bit, and I think he decided that was a bad idea. So he is now going towards the airfield, and he is going to end up trying to strafe my guy. So we fast forward just a little bit, and here he is coming back towards us. I have a little bit of altitude, which means if he makes a pass on me, he is going to have to come up and dump a little bit of speed to get to me. Here we go, somewhat into a spiral. I want to make myself look somewhat meaty, but nope, here he goes. He's going below me. I'm going to dive on him. And he does not have enough speed. Looks like he has maybe a little bit of engine damage. We're just going to go up, stay kind of tight, pull back into him. Trying not to open up the gap too much because the Kika is fast. The Kika, if he really wanted to, could climb and outrun me. Maybe he's stock, I'm not sure. Long distance shot, a little bit longer than I normally take, but he was flying straight. So we got a crit on him. And that engine damage is not helping him, and he is toast. There goes a wing, there goes the tail, there goes the pilot. And that is the end of that match. We managed to carry that one, but it's not always this. Every match is different. It takes you 20 minutes to get into a match, and they become very, very slow. So anyways, on to another match. I'm going to show you a goof up and give you a lesson on how to land with one wing or half of a wing. I know this is probably not what you expected to see, but I figured let's take advantage of it because I know some of you guys could probably benefit from this. But I'm in this fight with this J6K. He kind of broke off me and started going for some other guys. So we're going to go in, try and finish him off. Line up. He's kind of slow going into the vert. There we go. Get a couple shots in, get one more, set the fire. And unfortunately, he's still flying, so I'm going to have to kind of dodge him. Here he comes, follow me. Just kind of do that. A little bit of neg G on the way down. That way we throws off his aim and just kind of keep diving away. He is going to burn up. And then here we go. So we're good on that fight. Ta 152, really not so scary anymore. It kind of got nerfed. HE162s are not really scary at all, but they can out-accelerate me. But here we go. So I'm just kind of ignoring him. I want to see who sticks with me so I don't get too many people at once here. Keeping my speed. I see the 162s kind of rolling back towards me, so I was like, okay, let's go. Little did I know, I didn't see those little flashy things. He was running stealth. Yep. So here we are with one wing. Well, half of a wing. And another 162. Not really paying attention. I guess he kind of rolls in front of me. Miss it. Oh well. Not going to go vertical with him. We're just going to take it back to base. So here comes your lesson in how to land with one wing. It's a little different, guys. So here we are. We're going to fast forward, and we're kind of lining up on final. I'm slowing down, but here's the thing. With one wing, you have asymmetric lift. Now, you can use the aileron keys to kind of keep it level, which is what we're doing this whole time. Because I also have wing damage, I have asymmetric flaps, so I really don't want to put them out. I'm keeping my speed fast, though, because at this speed, I can maintain controllability. If I get too much slower than I am right now, I'm going to lose controllability. That left wing is going to stall out, and we're going to go into the ground. So we are maintaining a speed here. I'm fast enough that I can maintain my speed. I drop my gear, and I'm just going to keep this speed all the way and give it a little bit of throttle, no flaps, and we're just going to ride it in, just like this. Yes, we are very fast, but this is how you have to do this. I had hoped to touch down a little bit sooner, but I didn't want to drop my nose and agitate a stall. Very, 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 very smooth. Here we go. Chop the throttle. We're on final. Maintaining the wings level and just kind of flare out and let it roll. Now we're on the brakes. We're going to use a little bit of ammo that we have left to try and finish this off. I do not want to pull up. I do not want to do anything to agitate an asymmetric lift situation. You'll see I kind of try and set the tail down just a little bit right there. It still wants to fly. This thing likes to fly even at 150. So here we are. We're going to overrun the runway. But as we get towards the end here, tricycle gear, we can just kind of go ahead and flip her over. And I choose to go to the right because if I roll, I damage the one wing. I don't damage the other, hopefully. Here we are. We landed, we flared out, no problem. And we're now repairing. So just keep in mind, that approach was almost twice the speed that I normally approach at. I usually touch down around 150 kilometers an hour in this aircraft. So just keep it in mind when you guys have wing damage or one wing. If you're going to try and land it, keep it fast. Don't use the flaps. Maintain that controllability until you get your wheels on the ground or maybe belly land it. Anyways, here is the footage from the intro. This is a fail. I did screw up on this one. You're going to see it really quick. I underled my shots and I actually lost situational awareness, but I think that this footage definitely really shows you just how good this aircraft is, especially against props. So we're going to be in a 2-on-1 versus 2 K4s. Neither of them killed me. I was easily outturning them, but they were just fast enough that they could stick with me. Now, 9 times out of 10, when you get in a fight with a prop, you can just extend because you are faster on the deck. But it takes you time to get there. Your acceleration is nowhere near what a prop is. So here we go. Enjoy the fight, guys. Let me know what you think. I'll probably come back to this later just because I wanted to get something out for you. A guy by the name of Golden Eagle asked yesterday. Here you go, buddy. This is your footage for now. I'll try and get you some more later. All right, guys. Have a good one. We'll see you.